Yo guys, Led Games here and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be looking at some more transfer news. The other two transfer videos did very well. So yeah, we're going to try some more. Anyway, this one says that Liverpool are in talks with Brazilian centre-back Diego Carlos, who they're trying to secure for an agreement for next season. The Reds are willing to pay a 64 million release clause in order to take him away from Sevilla in the summer. So he is 27. I did look this up before the video, and 64 million. Like, I don't want to doubt anyone paying a lot of money for a centre back, because obviously everyone ridiculed them for getting Van Dijk, and everyone's not laughing now, are they? Because he's absolutely smashing it. Although on the other hand, you can do a Man City and pay a lot of money for Mangala. I think they paid like 50 million for him, and now he's playing for Valencia, is it, or like a club like that, and no one's hears of him to this day in England. So yeah, it can go either way, but it says that because he's got a 64 million release clause, I think that is a bit too much for a 27-year-old centre back. Because bear in mind, as soon as a player hits 30, they lose a lot of value. You could argue maybe 31, 32 for a centre back, because you know, if they lose their pace, it doesn't matter as much as if you're an offensive player. But it's not a very good investment. Although, yeah, I don't know about this one. I am undecided, because it can transform the defence to take them that extra step, because they do have Lovren. Do they still have Lovren? I think they do. Who's unreliable, and they've got Matip. They've got Free. I do rate him. I think he's been a very good partner this season. But yeah, this would definitely take them that next step further, which obviously they're trying to achieve. Could get them winning more titles. It looks like they're going to win this title this year. It also says that he arrived from Nantes this season for a total of 15 million and has been one of La Liga's best defenders this season. So if he's just arrived this season, it tends to be harder to get players after just one season. But moving from a club from Sevilla to Liverpool, there's no doubt in my mind that you'd want to do that. So yeah, I reckon there's a lot of truth in this. It is trending at the moment. Twitter's really good for transfer news, by the way. Unreliable transfer news, but no, this does look like it's got legs on it. It also says, good to point out that because the thing where it's come from is actually in Spanish, I've had to just look at what people have said about it and translated it to see what it's about. It says, good to point out that unlike a recent report from the Daily Star citing, Daily Star has no legs to it, by the way. It just worst transfer news. It's just, don't trust it. If you see anything from Daily Star, just don't bother reading it. Citing, they did cite this Desmarque then. Okay, they're claiming Liverpool have secured Diego Carlos agreement. Apparently this is incorrect though, because in when it's in Spanish, it only says they're trying to reach an agreement, so it looks like they haven't reached an agreement yet. So this could fall through. They could be looking at other options, but the fact they're just in talks looks very likely. Which, yeah, I just don't know how I feel about this. You're paying 64 million for a 27-year-old who is gonna get turn the next age in very soon and lose a lot of value. You're probably gonna struggle to sell him on if he does flop, for any value. But as I said, if it does work out, it takes them to that next level, and they'll have they've already got one of the best back lines in the world, probably, because Robertson is probably the best. I'd say Robertson's the best fullback in the world. Just saying, he's really good at defending, really good at attacking. I'd say Alexander, this pains me to say because I'm a United fan, but I'd say Trent Alexander-Arnold is probably the best attacking fullback in the world. Lacks a bit defensively, but his assist obviously makes up for that. Van Dijk, no question about it, is the best centre back in the world at the moment. When they do Team of the Year, they seem to overhype the Spanish centre backs like Sergio Ramos. But if you look at the stats, they concede a lot of goals, so they are overrated. Not overrated, because they are very good, just not as good as everyone says. Yeah, and then that left centre back spot, obviously they need to fix, address. Matip's good, but as I said, this will take them to the next level. Probably, I would have thought they want to try and get like another attacker. Anyway, yeah, I also think they need an attacking, just like be backup for. I know they've got Shaqiri, but they need a backup. I would go for Telefeu from Watford, especially if they get relegated. But yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think about that, and I'll see you guys next time.